Okay, so today we're looking at freezes, stuns, knocking that death saw back so we can get longer time to kill the boss or get rid of that. And we're going to look at debuffs and Nazeem and the whole lot, and most importantly, how we get Semrah to heal us. Hello and welcome, I'm Mystical, this is Mystical Gaming. We're back into Watcher of Realms and I'm playing around with Semrah, and something interesting happened. So we'll start at the beginning because that's probably a good place to start, and I wanted to mess about and have a look at freezes and stuns and the death saw and all that sort of good stuff. So I've used Maul, I've used Mary, and then I've leveled up and put in a Nazeem as well. So I wanted to see who does the most at knocking back the death saw, and that was originally where this all started from. So there he does his first hit, someone dies, it's no great biggie, we've still got our freezes and stuns and that sort of thing to try out on the death saw. Now, not only when the death saw goes off, but you also debuff him as well. You also put his attack back down, which is important because his death saw can hit quite hard. So you put his attack down, and then you can see there's a couple of different attacks going on there. The attack down is going down and down and down as we get more and more debuffs on there. So we're now up to 12 lots of attack down on Semrah for the death saw, which is fine. So when he hits you with the death saw, it doesn't actually hit for that much. So it's minus 144% attack, which is fantastic. So when he hits us, we get healed for 355. That is awesome. But unfortunately, when the death saw ends, so does the debuff. Now, throughout a bit of testing, Maul puts on 1 debuff, he just does the 1 freeze. Mari puts on 4, so whether you could change that if you upped her attack speed, I don't know. But Nazeem puts on 12. 12 from him. Now, we're using them all together, I couldn't get it up anymore. It seemed to be 12 was the peak, or it only allows it from one source. So I was only using Nazeem going forward because he puts on the 12, which gives a massive 144% attack down. So I've built up a quick team around Nazeem, and it's not a fantastic team. I'm sure there are people out there who can do a lot better and build better teams. A bit of reference for you, I normally hit around the 15,000 mark. That's normally where my sort of team sort of peaks out for me, and the damage coming in gets too much and I sort of wipe around there. That's where I normally land. So I've got Nazeem up to, he's 6-star, but he's only 50 out of 60. And I put him into the team, and I chuck the team down, and we give it a whirl. Now, something did occur to me. It occurred to me that the debuff drops off when he uses Death Saw. So when he uses Death Saw, debuff drops off, which I thought was quite interesting. In the realms of Watcher of Realms, not interesting on like the global scale. So very few people amongst here will find it interesting. So there's the big hit from him, and we're quite happy with our team. We go along DPS in a way, and we're waiting for Death Saw to come up so we can get Nazeem up there. There he goes, and he starts smashing the boss away, and he starts putting the stuns, and we see the bar drop back, which is the bit I was originally after, getting a bit more time to actually kill the boss while the Death Saw was going on. But what's happened is, he's been knocked back so far, and he's now got 12 lots of this debuff on him. So he's now got this massive 144% minus attack, 144 minus attack. So the question is then, with that much negative attack, what happens when he hits you? So because we've now killed him before he's used his death saw, that debuff is still very much there. And then what happened then is we got healed. So when the boss hits us now, instead of doing damage, he heals us, which is really nice. So during this second phase here, where he's putting the shield up, oh no, oh big hit, we got healed. So he now is going to buff himself, and he's going to give himself more attack, which is great, because what he's essentially doing on the next hit is he's going to heal us for a bit more. He only heals for about 350, 390, I think it tops out at. There we go. Oh, big heal, 533. So instead of doing a big hit, now with this debuff on him that doesn't get removed, he's healing us up, which is fantastic. Now this second mode here with this shield is all physical damage. So this is working really well for us. There's nothing he can do here that's going to actually cause us a problem. We could sit here all day just taking heals off him. Oh, big heal, right. So the only issue we've got is we've got to be conscious about the timer. The timer up there is ticking away, so you do want to make sure that you get him down before the timer goes out. And I've used no ultimates. As you can see, all the ultimates are up. Everyone's on full health. And here we go. Here's another heal coming in from the boss. 533. That's nice. So he's doing no damage and healing us. There's the mode ended. So we can now trigger our ultimates. Now there's a couple of things. I make sure I don't trigger Midam because we're going to need her later. And I don't trigger Nazeem either because I would require him as well. So we're on to the next phase now. Now this phase is a little trickier because that is a toxic poison. Now the toxic poison, it deals damage equal to 1% of the target's HP every 2 seconds. And now I start with 5 stacks on me at this round, and it's more next time round. And now he does another load on me, so we've now got 10 stacks on. So that poison tick damage, that is doing damage to you. You do need to heal through that. Luckily, the boss helps by hitting you, which is handy. So that mitigates it somewhat for you. So there he goes, coming in with another heal for us. There's the heal, but he also puts the debuff on us, or more poison stacks. But the actual spray does damage, and that heals us. So we've cleansed off the heal now. Now we trigger the ultimates, and we can do some more damage to the boss. There we go. So the boss now takes a load more damage, and we're back in. We've still got a debuff on as we approach the next phase. And the next phase again is he's back to the start with Death Saw. Now, for this next phase, what we want to do is we want to make sure that he's now in, as you can see on the top left, he's now in, what is it, overdrive or overload status or something like that. Here's the big heal coming in, thanks for that. And then he's going to go into his Death Saw mode. So Death Saw this time, we won't kill him off. So here comes the Death Saw. He's still got the debuff on him. We need to make sure of that. We're not using our ultimates. We're going to have to time those and make sure that we get through them next time. So here's his hit, or heal, depending on how you want to look at it. He healed us for, what was that, 116? And that time there, another 116 healed. And now the debuff has gone. So we have to time this. A little more heal for us, thanks very much. We're now waiting for him to come around again. There's a Death Saw again, so this time we trigger Nazeem. We wait for the debuff to actually get back up to 12 stacks before we try and use any ultimates to take the last bit off the boss. So we're on 11, 12, there we go, we've just about done it. We can now start hitting ultimates. And then we're good to go again. I don't do a lot of damage, and the team could require more damage, and I'm sure there are people out there who can make a better team than this, but I thought I should get this out there just so people are aware, particularly if this is your first time through it. Will this be fixed? 100%. It's probably not supposed to work like this. This is just some dodgy coding that hasn't been looked at, and it's now live, and we can all take advantage of it. At least I should imagine this week. Whether it stays for next week or not, who knows. So we're now in phase 2, and we can just take our time with phase 2. We've got 2.5 minutes of not doing anything. We can go and make ourselves a cuppa. I have. So I've got my cup of tea here, and that's all working well for me. So here comes a big heal. Thank you very much. And there goes a slurp of tea. That's nice. And then we can carry on. He's already down 50%, but he does keep up in his defense and magic resistance and damage reduction and that sort of stuff. So we will get up to 6 buffs of this Aegeus mode. So he will buff himself 6 times, but he's also buffing up the damage, which is only healing us anyway, so that's not an issue. The only problem will come next time round when we get into the next mode with the poisons again. The poisons will go on more, and we'll have to do more damage. So I'm sort of saving my ultimates then. I want, hopefully, the plan at the moment is to get him all the way down, use the ultimates, and clear off as much as from phase 2 as we possibly, or phase 3 as we possibly can, because that is going to be the harder phase for you. Because I haven't managed ever to get Midam fast enough to get her ultimates back round so she can do many cleanses. So that's my issue with it, building the team out at the moment. But essentially, right here, right now, you could end cap damage on the boss just by staying in this mode, but unfortunately you can't because it triggers the next mode, which does make it a bit of an issue. But we've got 1 minute left, we've only got a small amount of health left, so I don't really have to do anything. I don't have to burn any ultimates at all. I can wait for him to go into the weakened state when he's between mode 2 and 3, and then we can nuke the boss down. So here's another heal coming through, thanks very much. And that's him done, unfortunately. Could have done with staying on phase 2 for as long as possible. So we'll trigger all the ultimates and we'll get some damage off, and then he'll also go into phase 3, and then we'll be able to do, the ultimates will carry on going, a lot of them, and we'll be able to do as much damage into this as possible. So I don't get that much damage into him, which is a bit of a nightmare for me, to be honest. So I would need to really increase my damage to get through here using this method, but there are people who are going to click onto this and go, this is what we need to do to make this boss easier. So I've now got 17 stacks of poison on, and that poison is doing 17% of our health every second, and that is just ticking away on us. So I trigger off mid-hand, but I don't think I get it off early enough, and he's going to start wiping out the team, and that's it. The heal didn't go off, the damage tick is done, and that's essentially it. But the concept there is the fact that Nazeem can trigger this on the boss. You can get up to 12 stacks so the boss can heal you. I haven't bothered saving this. So there's the concept of the team. I'm sure there are people out there with 200 IQ who can come up with a better improved version of this on how we can improve it, but I thought I should get this out to start with, and hopefully on your first time through at least you'll get a decent chest and you should get some nice rewards. So thank you very much for your time. Pleasure putting the video together for you. I hope this helps you out. If you could help me out by leaving me the thumbs up, like and subscribe, share the video out so enough people get this knowledge as well, and I'll see you all in a video again soon. Thanks for your time. Happy gaming. Cheers. Goodbye.